Hi everyone, I'm Luis Leiva, and I'm here to share my thoughts and life experiences so I can help you on your journey. Welcome everyone to the first ever Luis Leiva Podcast. Today is March 13th, 2020, and today we're not going to make any predictions. So this is actually not my first podcast. I'm actually re-recording this one because last week I attempted to make a prediction or talk about the ongoing coronavirus issue, and I didn't do so well. So today we're not going to make any predictions, but we are going to talk about some of the facts that we do know, and we're going to talk about why I'm bringing this up. This is not a podcast for health-related issues or politics or anything like that. This is just things that are on my mind, things that will help you throughout your life, and hopefully you guys can take away a lot of good nuggets from this. So first of all, my first podcast, we talked about how we sometimes let distractions get in our head and we let fear take over our lives. That hasn't changed. It's actually gotten worse. There is a lot of fear and a lot of pessimism right now in the marketplace. This last week, there's been huge swings in the market, 2,000-point drops, 2,000-point gains. I have no idea what's going to happen next, and by the time you listen to this podcast, you're probably going to say that was old news. But I'm not going to talk about more irrelevant topics like that. I'm going to talk more about mindset around this whole scenario going on right now. So we could let all this stuff that's going on right now halt us and stop us and just keep us dead in our tracks and not do anything. Or we can look at this as a huge opportunity. Whenever there's a crisis or whenever there's something going on in the United States or in the world, there's always going to be things that are actually opportunities, and it's our job to look for those. During the last crash, a lot of us just froze dead on our tracks, and we just parked ourselves on the sideline, and we did not participate on anything or in anything until everyone else tested the water for us. Now, that kind of mentality will keep you safe, but it will never make you a fortune. During these times of great speculation or a lot of pessimism, there are going to be opportunities that you may miss because you're just too scared. Now, there's a way to make sure that you don't make just reckless mistakes. You have to look at the fundamentals. You have to look at companies that are going to be tried and tested. You got to look at opportunities, properties, assets, things that have always been there, and it may be at a discount now. But sometimes we may not want to do that because we want to be safe. We want to stay liquid. We want to keep whatever shekels we have in the bank or under the mattress. But that's not going to do much for us. During these times, there's going to be great fortunes won and lost. There is never a lack of money in our economy. It just gets transferred. During these times when there's a lot of fear in the marketplace, the people who know what they're doing, usually the wealthy, they make the most amount of money during this time. So it's time for you to get out of this mindset that you're currently in or might be in or possibly could be facing soon and start to think about how you can take advantage of situations like this. Now, first things first, the most important thing is to stay healthy. Obviously, we want to make sure that all our family's healthy, our loved ones, our coworkers, everyone that's in our life, we want to make sure they're healthy. But if there's no immediate danger, maybe we can look at how to profit from this situation from a financial standpoint. There's going to be times when the market, when I say the market, I mean the stock market, could be on a discount. Everything, I'm talking about even our company stock, the company I work with, is at a huge discount right now. It's such a huge buy opportunity. I'm going to obviously do some more research before I do put some money into the market, but I do think there are some strong buys out there. I'm not going to suggest any. This is not that show. But what I do suggest is that you do some research on companies you really trust in, the companies you love. As of myself, I love Tesla. Before I even bought the car, I own the stock, and it's done tremendous for me. And it's actually positioned to do even better. But right now, it's on a discount. So I might just go back in there and buy some more Tesla stock. And during this time, there's also going to be a lot of issues with real estate. I'm in the real estate space. We own a real estate company. Just this week, I'm getting emails from people saying they don't want to show their homes. If you're not going to show your home, this is going to start to catch on. More homeowners are going to say, I don't want anyone showing my home either, for fears of getting contaminated or having people trek through their house. I get it. I totally get it. Your family's health is the most important thing. But what's going to happen is that's going to spread, and more homeowners are going to do the same. The real estate market's going to slow down. Real estate agents are going to have less inventory to show, which could have a negative impact on the real estate market, or maybe have a positive impact on those who do tend to show their home. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this. It's interesting to find out because this is unprecedented. We've never seen anything like this before. It's a really interesting time right now for all markets, and I can't wait to see what's going to happen. I mean, I'm curious myself because we're in between right now those phases of the schools shutting down, a lot of businesses shutting down, a lot of big Fortune 500 companies telling their employees, go work from home. Disney World has closed down. Humongous corporations have shut down, cruise ships, airlines. I don't know what is going to happen. But if you have ever been in a situation like this before, I don't know if you've lived through any financial crisis. I don't even know if maybe you're old enough and you're listening to this that you might have been through the Dust Bowl or maybe the Great Depression. There really hasn't been many times in our history that we can go back and compare this. But what I will tell you is that it all starts with the economy that we create in our mind. If the economy is really bad on the news, if it's really bad on social media, and there's a lot of disinformation out there, guys, so make sure you're listening to the right stuff or you're watching the right stuff. If that's the economy that you're going to project upon yourself, you're never going to do anything at all. The only economy that matters is the one you're going to create for yourself. If you isolate yourself and if you shut yourself down, what's going to happen is you're not going to do very well. During the last crash, the housing crash, I isolated myself. I thought it was the end of the world. I started watching nothing but prepper shows and negative news, and all that did was just feed more negativity into my brain. Because of that, my bank account started to reflect a negative economy and a negative mindset. I got sick and tired of that, and thank God that I got myself out of that rut. And sooner or later, what I did was I started focusing myself and I started focusing my thoughts on more positive things. I started looking at people who were doing very well and excelling in their business during that time, and I said to myself, what is it that they do? I started to look at their habits. I started to look at the things they do from the morning when they wake up to the night when they go to sleep, and I wanted to be more like them. And anyone can do this, so I started with a very simple plan. I said, what is it that I want for my life, and what is it that I don't want for my life? And then I made it very visual. I got myself a board. I put it up on my wall, and I said, this is what I'm going to have. Within 2 weeks, the magic of that whiteboard, it got me into a real estate company that I owned. That was incredible. It was almost like magic. I tell you, there is power in visualization. There's power in creating the environment that you want for yourself. And there's a lot of power in telling yourself that things are going to work out. Never tell yourself that this is it and the world is coming to an end. That's what I thought. But in the history of the United States, we've recovered. There's been a lot of times that there's been down times, and there's times there have been great times. And these things are going to happen. We're in a cyclical market. We're a world economy. There's going to be times when we're doing everything by the book and we're doing everything right. But then a black swan event like what we have right now occurs. Not too long ago, I did a talk on what could happen during the next crash. And I spoke about what a black swan is. A black swan event is when something out of our foreseen anything. It's like something that you've never seen before, something that is not typical to affect the economy happens, such as maybe a huge bombing or a terrorist event or this crazy pandemic issue that we're having right now. These are the things that we can't account for, but our economy has been on the upswing for the last 10 years. That's really not normal for it to go that long. We're due for a correction. This might just be that correction that we've all been waiting for and we knew was coming. I don't know how severe it's going to get. I don't know if it's going to be like 2008 or if it's going to be something more mild. We don't know that yet. What we do know is that chances of us recovering are very good. We are an economy of hustlers. We always try to get out of any situation that we are. And most likely we'll pull through this one as well, with God's grace, obviously. So, in my opinion, what I'm looking for now is the writing on the wall. Keep your eyes open. There is going to be opportunities. Your business is going to change. There is going to be things that are going to be done differently. People will not go through a severe crisis like this and come out the same on the other end. There is going to be changes. I guarantee you that. There will be changes. Nothing will stay the same. The way that people are consuming information is going to change. There's a lot of things that are changing right now, and we got to look for those trends. That's all I can tell you guys. I don't know what's going to happen. I do pray that we all come out of this much better, and we all come out of this healthy, and we learn and we take away information from how this crisis even started and how we can make sure it doesn't happen again. I pray for everyone. I hope that you take care of your family, you take care of your children, take care of yourself. Make sure you follow all the things they're telling us to do, from washing your hands to not coughing out in public, and stay home if you don't have to go somewhere, guys. If it's not necessary, stay home, enjoy your family, catch up on some reading, catch up on some positive things that you should be working on. And if you get a chance, tune into the podcast. Listen to the things that we're talking about, because we're going to be giving you guys a lot of golden nuggets. So if you enjoyed this podcast, and don't forget to share it with your friends and leave us a review. That would mean a lot to us, guys. The more reviews we get on our show, the better we will be able to be found and searched. So thank you guys for watching. I do pray that everyone stay healthy. Thanks again. This has been episode number 1, of the Luis Leiva Podcast. We appreciate everyone listening, and have an excellent day, and God bless.